done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we are Through on Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host and best friend in the whole wide world, Elliot. Hello, Elliot.
Hello, Sam.
How are you? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been manic, as I'm sure you can probably imagine. Well, I'm sure you do know, because, like you said last week, we do talk during the week. It's not like we exclusively talk on a Sunday evening. But yeah, it's busy. It was buying the boring stuff this week. It was like the washing up bowls and all that kind of thing. And
adulting.
Yeah, adulting hard this week. But yeah, looking forward to the move, and it's now only, a week and a half away. It's my last week of work.
Our penultimate episode where we're like this. It's exciting. Well, I tell you, Elliot, I'm happy this week that we've remained friends.
Yes.
Neutral. We have. However, in the 90 plus 10 minutes, it almost looked like we weren't going to be friends. And I would have been just unbearable. But that doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, you'd have been terrible. But
I would have been awful.
Yeah. We'll come back to that when we talk about the game, but yeah.
Let's talk about England, because I guess we have to, because, we're patriotic, I guess. I'm going to let you take the lead with England v San Marino, because I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League instead, because I could not be asked to watch it.
Yeah, I think you probably made the right decision. It was... it's just... I mean, it was never going to be a good game. It doesn't matter how you set up to play. It doesn't matter what 11 you're going to play. You're playing against literal taxi drivers. It's... It was never. There is no way that the England team can get a win there. Obviously, you're going to win no matter what, but you can't come out of that and look good because
Ollie Watkins scores his first England goal. Now that's a dream for anyone. I'm sorry, but dreaming of playing for England and scoring for England. But everyone just undermines it with, it's against San Marino. It's like, I don't doubt for a second that San Marino, they are what they are. They're pub teams.
They are literally the lowest ranked international team in the world.
But I genuinely think if I go out there, I probably won't score against them because I'm not amazing at football.
Yeah, I mean, the Ollie Watkins thing, it's what you would have dreamt about for years. It's you scoring on your England debut at Wembley.
I'm not taking that.
In those dreams as a kid, you're not thinking about who the opposition is. You're thinking about coming onto the Wembley pitch and scoring on your England debut. And you got to think it was only, maybe 3-4 years ago that Ollie Watkins was playing League Two football for Exeter City.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you want him to do? Not score?
Yeah.
But it's bitter people in it out there. But it was really good. Obviously, it's hard for me to be like, what a goal, because I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But
to be fair though, credit to the San Marino goalkeeper. I think he plays in the third tier of Italian football. So he's no Manuel Neuer, but he pulled off some cracking saves.
I did see a little bit of the highlights of the first half, and I thought for a second he was a professional goalkeeper, but.
Yeah, but
he's all right.
The San Marino games are never going to be particularly exciting, and
no, I don't care for them.
It's a training match.
I think it was Gary Lineker that tweeted saying it's all well and good, England obviously having this, but what's the point? What is the point? Why are we not facing teams our own? I guess you could argue, obviously, in the FA Cup, if it's the draw that you're put against, like Tottenham Marine, it's going to be like that. But I don't find it entertaining to watch. I don't.
No, I'm with you on that. And the thing is, these top players, you're not going to improve by playing against someone of that level. It's like asking Lewis Hamilton to drive the M1. It's it's just, you may as well not do it. I think the way they do it in the Nations League is better. I know you obviously can't do this for the World Cup qualifiers, but I prefer it where you're matched up with teams of, on paper, similar ability. So San Marino Gibraltar actually turns out to be an all right game, but then England are playing some big sides. Like
it was Russia, Slovakia, I think it was.
Right.
Or Slovenia. It's one of the Slavs. and I'll watch the first half of that. It was a cracking game of football. That's brilliant. Honestly, the all three goals were brilliant. Who does Illich? Ilicic, yeah.
The one who plays for Atalanta. It's one of the Slavs.
It's one of the Slavs.
Yeah.
Well, he scored a cracking volley.
Right.
And I know what you mean. I would probably put them. I'll probably put them like matching. I don't know who one of them are, but I would guess
they're a lot closer than
England's San Marino.
The team that are stupidly actually ranked far above where they should be, because I think England are ranked like 4th or 5th in the world and the literal worst international team in the world.
We've got some good charts, though. England would be number one world ranking purely based on songs.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what football should be based on.
And in Dex, we're on the ball. We're severely underrated.
Yeah.
And obviously, again, Albania. Is it Albania or Algeria? That's how little I care.
It was Albania. Algeria is, I think, North African. It's who Mahrez plays for.
Oh, well.
Albania is who we play today, yeah.
Albania. And again, I did actually watch this one because I had to at least put some conversation in this podcast. Because if I didn't watch any of the England games, then yeah. What I think the thing that surprised me the most about that game was the fact that Harry Kane hadn't scored an England goal since November 2019.
Yeah, I was
that
shocked.
Doesn't sound
by
right.
I was shocked. I mean, I know I don't know how many games he's actually played in that time, to be honest.
England
because
games, yeah. He was injured
because you think there would have been a whole section where games just simply didn't happen due to COVID, and then since then, when there has been games, he has been injured. So I reckon it's probably just been sort of 3-4 games without a goal, and then obviously he didn't play against San Marino.
Well, he goal and an assist today because that just seemed to be what he does this season.
Yeah,
really good finish, wasn't it? Luke Shaw again.
He's looking like the English Andy Robertson. He is creating every time he's on the pitch.
I'm sure Liverpool fans would love to hear that.
Yet another assist. But what was it? First time starting an England game since 2018, wasn't it? Something like that. Because Chilwell started midweek, and over these last couple of games, there's been Shaw, Stones, and Lingard have all sort of made their mark. Because Lingard against San Marino was well up for it. You could tell. I think he had something like 10 shots, so he's wanting to get on the ball and be attacking with it.
Here's a question for you, Elliot. Who's your number one come June?
It's not Pickford.
He seems to be having a lot of faith in Pope, doesn't he?
Yeah, I would go Pope because even though Henderson's probably the form keeper of the Premier League at the moment, he's played, half a dozen games. Nick Pope's been playing all season. Yeah. I'd go with him. The only thing that is a slight letdown for Pope is his distribution, which obviously Southgate likes playing out from the back, and Pickford is in the team based on his distribution. But
absolutely. It'd be interesting to see who he goes with on Wednesday against Poland, because that obviously is more of a test. That
is a genuine sort of. They're a genuine threat for that top spot.
Exactly. Yeah. So having that coming against you, so it'd be interesting to see who goes up for that. Mm-hmm. Before we move on to the Tog Derby, just a few other things worthy of noting. Ireland, their manager has Steve Kenny.
Steve Kenny. Yeah.
Steve Kenny. He's been in charge of Ireland for 10 games, 1-0, drawn 3. Lost 7.
Haven't they only scored like 3 goals or something under him?
That's shocking.
They lost to Luxembourg.
They,
as I saw on Twitter, they've lost to a Eurovision team. That's I will challenge you to name, over the history of Luxembourg football, name one footballer. You could probably name half the starting Ireland team from last night.
Oh, you've got me there.
I
really wanted to show off there and go, this guy, but no, I can't think of one off the top of my head. I generally can't. For some reason, the one that used to wear jogging bottoms in goal for Villa or Palace,
Gabby Karai. Is it?
But
Karai?
I think he's hungry.
He's hungry, I think. Yeah.
Well, he probably is hungry. It's about dinner time now, but that's not the pun tonight, by the way.
But yeah, they're not a
shocking form. Absolutely, yeah.
They're not a footballing nation, are they? They're not.
Are Ireland in the Euros?
I don't think they are. I think it is literally just us and Scotland, because I think
Wales might get through.
Because I don't think so. Wales. Did they? I can't remember. I mean, the Euros talk of the Euros is so far back now that.
To be fair, sorry, we do normally do a lot more preparation for these. Well, I say we do. Lana edits it so well that it makes it look like we know all this off the cuff, not Googling between segments. But no, I guess this one, yes, Wales are in it. They're in a group with Italy, Switzerland, Turkey.
Not Luxembourg.
No, not Luxembourg. England and Scotland, obviously, we know are in the same group. No, Ireland and Luxembourg did not qualify for the Euros.
Oh, that is a shame.
No, do you know what? I feel like I remember the Ireland one. Didn't they lose on a penalty shootout?
No, I think that was Northern Ireland. Or
Was that Northern Ireland?
It's
too many. It's just
yeah.
Ireland. It's one. Don't obviously. If any Irish fans listening, I know you're not one. I know. But it's just So there's people I think I've seen on Twitter calling for Chris Hughton to be in charge of Ireland, which I could see, but I don't think he's leaving Forest anytime soon.
Yeah, but also talking of nations which are sort of struggling at the moment, Spain.
They went 1-0 down, didn't they, to
they
Macedonia?
So they drew to Greece in
Georgia.
midweek, and they went 1-0 down to Georgia, and they only won the game with pretty much the last kick of the match.
That's going to be... Obviously, they sit second in their group. Their group is Sweden, Greece, Georgia and Kosovo. So I think they're getting through to the World Cup. I think it's safe to say. But their group is Poland, Slovakia and Sweden in the Euros. Now, if you 2008, 2010 Spain, you're thinking they're easy in that group.
Also, so you think Poland are always going to be a threat with Lewandowski playing, and Sweden now have Zlatan Ibrahimovic back in their squads.
Yes,
so
he's come back.
I mean, you'd expect them to finish above Slovakia, but you'd expect them to get 3 points against Greece.
Well, I don't know. Slovakia, if Slovakia are the team that I watched yesterday, and I still do not know, they're trying to find out.
But yeah, the Spain team, it's
Slovenia.
Right.
It was Slovenia. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, the Spain team is very much like the two biggest clubs in Spain of Real Madrid and Barcelona. That there seems to be in a stage of sort of rebuilding. You look at their team and it's very
Happened with Italy, didn't it?
unrecognisable. Yeah,
It happened with Italy and Holland. You get past that golden era of like Buffon and Cannavaro and Totti and everything like that.
Maldini
Obviously,
and
Holland, Van Nistelrooy and
Seedorf.
Schneider and everything. Yeah, you get past those kind of players. There's nothing. That's why I think Belgium. I think after the 2022 World Cup, have you seen Belgium's depth?
They've never had any
nothing.
depth. They've always had a very good sort of starting 11, but coming off the bench, it was always the Benteke for Lukaku as the swap. But
that's it. And you look at the centre back partnership. Obviously, Vertonghen and Alderweireld are in their early 30s, 32, 33. Lukaku they still got for a while. Hazard, he gets one more injury in his ankle, and he can never play football again.
Yeah.
De Bruyne, obviously, you've still got, and Courtois, but in a few years' time, I don't see Belgium as a threat.
It's been sort of very sort of flash in the pan. It's been sort of 5-6 year project because they were never particularly big before then, and you can't.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, they've just.
I think their biggest sort of younger talent is Tielemans, still in sort of early 20s, but Tielemans is a very good player, but he's not to the level of Lukaku at his best or even Benteke at his best.
You look at the English depth. I'm just saying it will be coming home one way or another. Right then, let's do it. Every week I come on this podcast and I say how whenever Gillingham get a result or get a win, I always talk about the other team's fans, how we have them on strings.
I've seen this and it's I think our fans need to just behave themselves. It's League One football. I don't get it.
It's League One Steve Evans football.
Yeah.
And everyone always ever moans about it when they can't beat Gillingham. I've never seen anyone moan about it when they've beaten us comprehensively, comfortably. It's only when they can't get a result, which means it's obviously working for Gillingham. So why would we stop that? Do you know what I mean? We're getting results against top of the league, against Doncaster, who are, chasing promotion. And we were 2-0 up. We should have won that, I think. But anyway, this whole game. So it's... I'm going to go against quite a lot of what I said, obviously, in previous podcasts, because for the first half an hour, it was good. Physicality, like Gillingham were playing some good football. Hull were matching everything Gillingham were doing. And defensively, I think Gillingham were matching everything that Hull was putting towards them in the first half. Eves got a good goal. It was
a very good header. Yeah,
back into the ground. Of course, it had to be bloody Eves, didn't it? Of course it did.
It's only about his fourth goal of the season.
It's typical. And then the second half, I did start to see the Gillingham I know and love. Let's get it up to the striker. Let's get into him. Very Steve Evans side, isn't it? Yeah. And we got a result on that game, and I hope you don't mind me saying, because I have a feeling you might agree with me, we got a result on that game because Hull cannot finish their dinner. Absolutely can't finish.
We could have 10 points, or easily 10, 12 points more than we do at this stage of the season, because there was a corner, I think it was maybe 20, 25 minutes to go, and it Jacob Greaves a couple of yards out.
How did he miss that?
He's okay. He's not middle of the goal, but still, it's right in front of him.
There's
And
enough of a goal to aim at, I think.
He's missed a few opportunities like that this season, but in fairness, he's in the team for defending, and he's played each of the last 7 games, of which we've conceded a total of 3 goals. So he's not a problem at the back. It's the going forwards, and this stuff like this happens. But if that goes in 2-0, I think that's game over.
I said to you, the next goal is crucial. I said that obviously Hull get that next goal. I don't see Gillingham getting back, because we attacked, but we didn't really shoot.
Yeah.
Which was a bit frustrating. The goal did come from Ollie Lee, who came on for like 5 minutes. Set piece, Gillingham's speciality. Set pieces were really one of Gillingham's. And the Ryan Jackson, he's got a throw and a half on him. Yes, I will acknowledge that
he doesn't know where the ball goes out of play.
He has absolutely no idea where the ball goes out of play. And I will acknowledge as well is that his long throws are fine, but I'm pretty sure he foul throws every short throw that he does.
Yes,
but the referee's expecting it to go into the box, so he's not watching it. And all of a sudden, Jackson's leg is above his head as he's throwing it short to Graham. I am fully aware. I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be like, one of those anything. Yeah, he does take the mick. Again, I will argue it is a Steve Evans Gillingham side.
It's Evans ball. No, it's the kind of thing that, in fairness, Hull City are lacking. It's just that we play. I suppose if you want to go by the sort of salty fans' reaction, we play football how it should be played. But we're playing League One football. It's
against the most League One side ever.
Yeah, I would love to see our players put a few opposition players in the air. I'd love to see our manager giving it back to the ref. I'd love to see stuff like that. Yeah, like you say, people only moan when they've got a reason to moan.
And I will obviously a Gillingham fan watching Hull, because obviously I don't watch Hull obviously as much as you do, but
and since last time you've watched them, we're a very different team.
Yes. Yeah. Malik Wilkes is frustrating because he's quick and he could have our left back on toast, and he did at one point. Wilkes, he skinned O'Connor in one of the chances. Crossed it into the box. I think obviously it went wide or hit the side netting, but that's all he kind of did. It was a cracking cross, but Lewis Potter had a chance. Eves had another chance. Honeyman is very good. I'll acknowledge that. Honeyman is a very, very good footballer, and he shouldn't be in League One. He just shouldn't. But Gillingham defensively, I couldn't change the commentary because you mentioned this.
Yeah.
What is Ogilvy?
Yeah, it's Ogilvy, and they Ogilvy or something.
Ogilvy or Ogilvy. What was it? Every time I'm looking at Lana, I'm thinking, he needs to shut up. I'm really hoping that Ogilvy didn't have much to do, because I couldn't hear him say his name again. But our defence, I think Tucker got man of the match. I think. Yeah, because he had a very, very good game.
He handled Eves relatively well, to be honest.
Yeah, and credit to obviously Hull. Graham was kind of out of the game. Didn't really see much of him, and he came off. Akinde again was out of it. But for Dean Oliver, he is a handful.
He really is.
He is, isn't he? He is just big. He's every ball he can header down. But Mr. Evans came out obviously before the game. He was like, "We're going there. We're going to win. We're going there to win." And I think he saw Hull play and was like, "Yeah, okay, they're pretty good." As soon as we got the goal, my word, were we defensive. We weren't going for a win. We were going for a draw. We were going for that point. And then the 90th plus 10 minutes, another set piece from Gillingham, crossing it in. It hits Samuel and it hits the post. I tell you, this podcast would have been so different if that had gone in. 90th minute, 100th minute. Why can't I keep saying 90 plus 10? 10th minute. It's 90 plus 10, isn't it? It's not the 100th minute, but it is. Or that would have been a very different podcast. But Elliot, I want to hear your true thoughts on playing Gillingham. Okay,
so first of all, on that last kick, on that last header of the game that fell onto the post. So So I, as a lot of football fans do, I've got Twitter notifications from my club on, and with the thing with these streams, it's all very well and good having them, but they are about 3 minutes behind of actual real life. So I knew it was full time before that had happened, and I watched it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I didn't know that. No,
but playing Gillingham, yeah, they're a physical side. It seemed at times like Gillingham wanted it more, and that's what Steve Evans puts into a team. And yeah, very impressed with Jack Tucker. I think he's the kind of player, if we go up, I want us to sign.
He's already at a big club. Shut up.
Well, hopefully he can come to a bigger club.
Big club. He's all right. He's comfortable. He told me.
But Yeah, they're just a tough team to play, and they are physical. They are. It's the streetwise bit. It's the taking the throw-ins 15 yards further up. It's the pulling players back. It's the cynical yellow cards. But that's what I like to see in a football team.
It is. It's funny. But honest opinions, though. Okay, let's say for instance you live nowhere near Gillingham and you've got no affiliation with them. Would you be saying this now? Or would you be going, I haven't hate them?
In truth, I don't think I would be saying I hate them, because
No, fair enough.
there are other teams in this league that do play similar, and I don't have a problem with that. We're in League One. It's going to be sort of, I suppose the commentators would call it industrial football. It's just physical.
Your commentators said it. It was like attacking football versus old school football.
But yeah, the problem that I have in this division isn't playing against teams like that. It's the referees that can't control the teams that play like that. And I think the referee yesterday had a relatively good game. He was booking players when they
One of them I don't quite understand.
They booked Jacob Greaves for a corner.
I had a quick check on my phone. Like I was messaging you or something like that, and then because Akinde walked away, and I heard the referee blow his whistle. I just thought that was for a corner. Do you know what I mean? I thought that's fine. And then I look up and like he's got a yellow card out, and
that's stupid. But yeah, in terms of I had no complaints that any more Gillingham players should have been booked. Like I mean, potentially Ryan Jackson for constantly taking the throw-ins on the edge of our box. But yeah, I get more wound up with the referees than I do the opposition teams. And yeah, I think like Burton away a few weeks back, they're a particularly tough team to play against. And I mean, I was disappointed and I was annoyed, but I was annoyed at City. I don't think I've for a long time gone onto social media and said, oh, I hate this team because blah, blah, blah. But yeah, no, I think Gillingham, they were one of the more physical teams we played. And I'm sure we are one of the better teams that Gills have played. So if they can keep that form going, because it's another game unbeaten now for Gills, and they'll see a draw away at the league leaders as a good result, then I'm still holding out hope that they can just pinch that 6th spot.
I said we did message before the game, obviously, gut instinct. You did 23-0 on your Super 6. Now, I want to hear it from you first. Yeah. I want to hear it from you. I want it exclusive here, everyone, okay? Because before, on Friday, in our little group chat, we were just like, come on then, what do you think's going to happen? Lana, bless her, kept the peace, said 1-1, and fair enough, she got 5
really
points
for you, Lana.
Joe, I don't care what Joe put, he's a traitor. I, as a laugh, put 8-0 to Gillingham, saying it's happening again. I obviously then changed it, because I'm not an idiot, because I don't think Gillingham are going to win 8-0, and I changed it to 2-1 Gillingham, because I thought, and it was very close, but I thought Gillingham could potentially nick it. You then thought, as a laugh, you came back and went, oh, ha, it is 23-0. Did you forget to change it back?
No, so originally...
You actually kept it?
Originally, I had 8-0 City as my Super 6, but then I saw you put in the group chat 8-0, and I thought, this is just going to look like I blatantly copied you if I've just put my 8-0 in. So I thought, you know what? It goes up to 30-0, but I thought, that's a bit unrealistic. But no, I just thought I rarely get the 5 points to Super 6 anyway, so let's hope for 2.
Did he forget that?
No, I didn't, but neither did you.
Right, no, I guess not, but... I just would have thought, like, at 2:30 or something, you would have maybe checked and gone, oh, I'm not keeping 23-0, I might just go back to 2-0 or whatever it was. But what did you originally go for?
I originally went for 8-0.
You were going to stick with 8-0?
I was going to stick with 8-0.
Right, okay.
But if you look at my other predictions on Super 6, it was an extremely biased week of Super 6, because I went with Sunderland to draw. I also went with Peterborough to draw 1-1.
I went for Peterborough to draw. I went for Peterborough to draw 1-1 as well. I also had them in a both teams to score bet, but I don't want to talk about that. So, right, okay, so 23-0. Do you know what? Massive respect, love you, you know I do. However, if you had got, like, every single result correct... and that was the one that let you down because you put 23-0, I would have laughed. I wouldn't have no sympathy because it was against Gillingham. Any other team, I would have thought, oh, that's a typo, but no. But yes, Gillingham, we sit 2 points off playoffs, so we're still there, and we still have Peterborough to face.
Please do us a favour, please.
Well, we've done Peterborough a favour, to be honest.
Yeah, and Sunderland.
We've got Wigan on Wednesday, but we've got Blackpool coming up, who they're challenging for a playoff spot. But the next games that we've got Shrewsbury, Oxford, Peterborough, Northampton, Burton, and Plymouth. They're not games I'm going into thinking, ugh, we could get results there. We really could. And the way that I saw Gillingham play against Hull, I saw something there. Like everyone is buying into Evans's game plan. There's not a few that are like lazy or didn't want to do anything. Everyone got stuck in, and that's good to see, because if everyone's kind of buying into Evans, game plan and philosophy, that could take us up. And I'm all for it. I'm all for the 23 teams in League One absolutely hating us. If that means we're playing in the Championship next season and they're not. So that's me. Hull sit top of the league, but Peterborough, Sunderland Sunderland have 2 games, Peterborough have 1 game in hand, and Sunderland sit 3 points behind Hull, with Peterborough as well sitting 1 point behind. What are your gut feelings? Do you still think automatic at least?
So with recent results going against Lincoln, it does feel like it's 2 from 3 now.
Okay.
It does very much feel like that. But I mean, just going by the numbers, I feel like we've got a better chance of going up automatically than dropping into the playoffs, simply because it's 2 from 3. One will go into the playoffs and 2 will go up.
Yeah.
So it. See, before this weekend's games, I was more worried about Sunderland than Peterborough, but then Peterborough can go and turn over a decent Accrington side 7-0, and suddenly you're thinking they've got the momentum. But what is going to be massive is on Bank Holiday Monday, it's Peterborough versus Sunderland, and we still have to play Sunderland, but then we have to play Sunderland and then Lincoln 2 games in a row in about a month's time, but. It's going to be close, and you got to think with us. You can say like you said with Honeyman, he's too good for this league. We've got a few players like that, like Keane Lewis Potter's too good for this league, and then obviously Peterborough and Sunderland have been there or thereabouts for years. Yeah, so it's going to be very sort of fiercely contested. I'd just go by the numbers that we'll get top 2. Although I think we'll get second. I don't think we'll win the league.
Okay.
I think whoever kind of takes the momentum out of Peterborough and Sunderland will just blow them away, because Sunderland have been, I think there's something like 11 games unbeaten at the moment, and obviously Peterborough have the firepower to blow teams away. So I think whoever does get the momentum out of the 2 of them will win the league.
Fair enough. Worth mentioning as well, just before obviously we move on to quickly League 2, Danny Cowley obviously in charge of Portsmouth now, got his 2-1 against Shrewsbury. They're still in the playoffs. Only by 2 points, no less, but they do have some games in hand. But I think that's a good appointment for Portsmouth. Danny Cowley, I think
it's very good appointment, and I think it's good fit as well, because it's a relatively big club, and I can see it going well. But I think it's originally only until the end of the season, and if they don't go up, are they going to be left without a manager?
That's right. I mean, it didn't work out for Huddersfield. It was a good. I could see why, because he did wonders with Lincoln. Absolutely incredible. But yeah, I can see why he wanted to make that step, but I think that was a step too far too quick. Yeah. And Portsmouth is that kind of good next step, I think, for him. And he's obviously started out. Did they have a game midweek, or was today's first game?
I want to say.
No, today was his first game. He didn't have a game midweek. So yeah, and obviously he started 2-1 against Shrewsbury, which is a good start. So yeah, sticking with EFL, it's worth mentioning, obviously Bolton Wanderers have not had a good time of it just forever, since they've just gone down and down, money issues. What is it? They played with template kits and home bargains, said they wanted to sponsor them. And they had a 10-year-old in goal. So it's good to finally see that, you know what I mean? I didn't mean that in any disrespect. It was just the state that they were in. So it is really good to finally see them flourish and come back. Obviously, probably not for Arsenal fans, because Bolton, for some reason, were the bogey team of Arsenal.
Morton Gamps Pedersen and
Ivan Campo. Morton Gamps, that's Blackburn.
Yeah, well, they were United's bogey team, weren't they?
Yes, they were, yeah. Yeah, obviously, your Ivan Campos, Reebok Arena, Sam
JJ Kocher, UC Askelainen, Kevin Davis.
UC Askelainen, what a player. Kevin Nolan as well. He would play for.
They got some unbelievable players as well, because didn't they get like Fernando Hierro,
Nicholas Anelka?
Yeah. Yeah, now they're actually I can't name. Oh no, they've got that. Is it Owen Doyle?
Owen Doyle, yeah. They got Matthew Gilks in goal. Baptiste is one of the defenders. I've heard his name before. EFL names. So, Marcus Maddison. Oh, your
Oh
mate.
God, yeah, he hasn't got shoulders. Built like a stick insect.
However, they were obviously for a point they were in the automatics in League Two, but they're still sat in fourth. They're fourth at the moment, just on goal difference with Tranmere, Cheltenham, and Cambridge in that league. That from sixth to first is a close title race. Obviously, the top three go up, and then you've got 4, 5, 6, 7. You've got Morecambe in sixth on 62 points, and Cambridge top with 67.
Yeah, no,
that is 5 points between automatic and playoffs, which is a really, really good. I love it. I love the EFL. I say every week.
And also with that, it's got a positive which League One doesn't have, is that most of them are on the same amount of games. Whereas League One, you've got some teams on 36, some teams on 40, some teams on 11. No. It just seems like all the sort of COVID postponements and everything hit League One, but not the Championship and not League Two.
Yeah,
It's
League
really
One
weird.
seems to have got a lot of games out. It's worth mentioning as well that Stevenage carried on their unbeaten run. I think it's still, they're 8 points off playoffs. I think it's still way off.
Yeah.
But, relegation candidates. And it Southend.
Could they? They're 4 games unbeaten. 3 of them are draws, but
Yeah, well, let's say they're unbeaten.
yeah.
But they could be out of the EFL. Imagine that.
One of my favourite away games at Southend was that must have been your first ever Hull City game, because it was that then Crystal Palace
Must have
midweek midweek after.
Yeah, I would say.
And that was a cracking one. Matty Fright with a couple of goals for what kind of set us on our way to Wembley.
Craig Fagan was in the crowd, wasn't he?
Yeah, good lad.
But no, well, it's not a long one this week. We obviously hasn't been too much to talk about on and off the pitch, so we'll end it with one of my puns. Aren't you lucky? Obviously, I have a pun that I found on the internet, and I'm going to say it and end the podcast. You may laugh, you may cry, you will probably cry. So, Elliot, you ready to hear the pun?
Yes.
My email password has been hacked again. That's the third time I've had to rename the cat. So we thank you very much for listening to this week's podcast. We are Through on Goal, TO Goal Podcast on Twitter. I chuckled, I laughed. We are on YouTube on Through on Goal. We're on Spotify, Apple, Simplecast, and Google under Through on Goal. Apple, you'll probably get hours
later
after Spotify or everyone else, but that just seems to be the way it goes. Yeah, new episodes out every Tuesday. We thank you very much for your listening support every week. I've been Sam.
I've been Elliot.
And yeah, we will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for listening. Tell your friends.
Bye bye.